Well, thank you, Adeshawa. Well, let's get back to this and talking about the presence of security. And you say, well, it may not be conducive. But then, isn't it better to have them present to ensure that at least people, maybe some say, when they see that amount of security, they feel comfortable to come out and participate in the elections? You disagree with that?
I don't disagree entirely that their presence might be necessary in the circumstance, under which we operate now. Because those who cannot afford USC bread can as well be eating agege bread. Bread is bread. Abi?
Yeah.
So the issue is whatever we find within the circumstance in which we operate that will enable life to maybe thrive beyond the brutish environment, then it's manageable. It may not be the best or the most desirable, because I would expect that the normal police formation in Rivers State will do their job if we had done our due diligence in the electoral process. You don't need so much people to... When we did option A4, how many policemen did you need? All you needed was, if you wanted to kill people, then come and kill people in the line, or uproot them from line A to line B and all that. So we must devise a means, and that process is electronic, that full blast.
All right,
without wasting time.
Let's get the views of the resident electoral commissioner. We're back with him on the line. We hope this time around we'll get clarity with the communication. Well, thank you for at least just staying on. Could you just conclude your thoughts on that? I mean, we did ask if you had meetings with those political parties or their representatives who will be involved in these elections, and what was it about?
Yeah, like I said, during the meeting with the Interagency Committee on Security, all the political parties were invited. That is, the meeting was expanded to accommodate political parties in order for them to also know what the security and the commission is doing. And so they also asked questions, and we also used that opportunity to appeal to them that election is supposed to be a civil duty. It's not supposed to be something that we shed our blood and all that and so on. So we have been meeting, and today we are having a final security meeting, and it's also accommodated the political parties. Today's meeting will be presided by the DIG in charge of the zone. So, in charge of the zone. So, and the AIG will be here, the DIG will be, and other commissioners of police, commissioners who are coming from other states. We also have all the other security agencies that will be here, and all the political parties and their stalwarts are also invited to this meeting. This is going to be the final meeting before deployment of materials and security to the LGAs and the ranks.
You know, many times these meetings hold, but we'll still hear politicians talk about Party A is planning to rig the elections, Party B wants to do the same thing. What's your thought about those kind of allegations? Because most times they say that each party wants to collude with you, INEC.
Well, Chamberlain, you see, people think, the politicians most of the time think that they should take over the work of INEC. And we'll try to tell them, look, we have a job cut out for us, and so on. So whenever a politician thinks that he's not deploying ACOS staff and all that, so it means that some other person is deploying. But when I arrived at Rivers State, I made it very clear that INEC has not asked us to recruit ACOS staff. INEC asked us to collect ACOS staff from certain organizations, the university, federal agencies, and so on. And those ACOS staff should be sent to us by the head of that organization, who will take responsible for, who will be held responsible for whatsoever actions of this ACOS staff. So when I arrived, we wrote to all these agencies, and they sent us the list of their staff, and signed by the heads, like the University of Port Harcourt I trust on the integrity of the vice chancellor of other universities and the rectors of other schools, and so on. So I look at those that have sent to us as ambassadors of those institutions, and so on. And they are to work, and not only to do the work of INEC, but also represent the image of institutions that matter. That is exactly what we're doing. So when people say election will rig and all these things and so on, I don't know how they want to do it, but what I know is that election is supposed to be a civil duty, and every person should allow every other person to exercise his franchise. This election is a bridge. We are doing a bridge of accreditation and voting. So that means the election will commence by 6 o'clock and will end by 2. From 2 o'clock, we will start the collation of results. This will help us to get out of even dangerous terrain before the night falls. So election results will come up early enough. And it also helps those who may not want to come out in the morning to still come out. You can come out from your house from 8 o'clock. You can decide to come by 10. You can decide to come by 11. You can decide to come by 12. You can decide to come by 1. But immediately it's 2. You are present in the polling unit is no more than
let me go back to the list. I need clarity on the list.
So all these are done to also give the Nigerian people the confidence. And I want to appeal to the Nigerian people of Rivers State, registered voters in Rivers State, to come out and tell the world that look, all the thinking that the blood will flow in Rivers State and so on the 19th, that we can stand up and tell the world that look, we can do it without shedding our blood. And I think that is the message I have for the people of Rivers State. And I want